Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I'm Scott Beason. It is what is it today? It's Thursday.
It is.
It is the 9th day of July in the year of our Lord 2026. Hope you've had a great morning, and I hope the last 21 hours have gone well as well. I'm here, Big Sky Mountain Mosley here as well. What's going on, Big Sky?
Oh, it's a beautiful day in the big city, and so far,
No one's been shot?
no disasters. Well, that I know of so far.
No shootings, no wrecks, no traffic problems.
No.
That's pretty strong down in the river region.
Well, it's not all good news. Jackson Hospital now is asking for a property tax increase from the city and county.
Are they really?
Yes, they are. Surprise!
Are they not a private business?
Yes, that's been running the ground, and so now. Oh, and I forgot to add, and also they're requesting that their taxes be abated for at least 10 years.
Oh, at least 10 years.
So me pay, you ride free. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
tough. It's really tough. And this is the challenge. People don't understand, and a lot of people don't. This is the challenge in a lot of places because think about hospitals are bad enough, but think about when your local water system gets mismanaged for decades, or your local sewer system like Jefferson County had mismanaged for decades. Well, you have to have those. And so then what's the answer? Oh, well, we just need to raise your taxes.
Right.
We just need – you know what I would love to ask, like in those kind of situations? So what y'all been doing with your salaries?
Right. I mean, they've run that. They had a CEO previously that just ran that place in the ground.
Right.
So their mismanagement is now my responsibility.
That's the thing. And then so the other option you have is, well, no, then y'all just go away. Well, then you're out another hospital.
Yeah. And you know how I feel about property taxes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It is the ultimate tax sin. You work all your life, the American dream. You finally own your own home. And wait a minute, you find out at the end of the year, you're just renting from the state or the city or the county. And they keep raising my property taxes.
Let me tell you one of the things I found out.
I'm just paying rent, it turns out.
So years ago,
raise it some more.
If y'all remember when the state went to annual property tax reappraisals, because for years and years and years it was done like once every 4 years. You were locked in for 4 years, and they were, supposedly they were actually looking at your property and seeing if you'd made improvements and was it worth really anymore and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, it usually went up once every 4 years. And they moved to an annual deal. And there were some of us in the legislature at the time that were trying multiple times. And I don't know if we ever got it done or maybe afterwards. I think it's annual now. And we just wanted to go back to 4. Can't we just do it the way we've always done it? Oh,
let's just get rid of it.
Heaven no. Well, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm on your same page.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm just telling the story of how much they are not going to turn hold of it or turn loose of it. And I realized that, wait a minute, if y'all aren't even willing to go back to the way you did it last year or the year before, the last couple of years before you switch to an annual one, especially when every other day I have someone from a county administrative office come in to see me to tell me how they don't have enough money to do this, they don't have enough money to do that, they don't have enough staff to do this. I'm like, well, if you don't have enough staff to do all the things you supposedly are supposed to do, how do you have the staff to genuinely do annual property reappraisals? So, yeah, y'all really aren't doing it. You're just deciding you're going to go up a certain percentage every year, and you're not really reappraising. You're not seeing if my barn was torn down or if I added on or if whatever. You're just figuring out a way to get more property taxes every year. So during that conversation, I found out, because I asked about what happens to an older person who bought a house in what might have been a semi-rural area, semi-rural suburb in 1969.
Oh, my.
And y'all come along, and now that suburb is cool and hopping, and everybody wants to live there. It's got the best school. and they can't afford to live there anymore because you've jacked the property taxes up so high, and they always go up. What do you want me to tell that person? Because you're going to come and take their house.
But here's the thing, Scott. They didn't sell the property. They didn't make a profit.
Well, that's the other part.
Nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. They bought it, paid for it outright.
Right.
They've lived there, and they've never made any profit. They've never seen any return. The state says it's worth 20 times what it used to be.
So
now you owe that money.
Yes, and that's
insane.
That's a middle part of the rest of the story. I will finish to get to the conclusion, which is I found out that there are places. Now, I don't like property tax regardless, but there are places in the country, at least there were at that time, where the property tax that you owed annually when you bought the house was what you paid as long as you had the house. So if your community, grows up around you and becomes the coolest place there's ever been, and everybody wants to move there, and you've lived there for 30 years, you're still paying the property tax annually that you had when you bought it, which in my mind makes way more sense. Now, look, I don't like property tax at all, but if you're going to say you have to have property tax, that actually makes sense, because if you bought that house in 1982 and your income probably has not gone up enough for what they're now saying your house is worth. I mean, you literally could have a house on an acre that they're now saying, well, vacant lots in this suburb are now selling for $500,000. You can't pay for that.
No.
And I like your idea of, well, man, I don't like your idea, but you're right. I've not made anything off this house. This house has not helped me do anything other than I live here. Why do you want me to pay more and more and more and more and more in property taxes? And then I love what they always say. Well, it's for the services we provide. And I'm like, wait a minute now. I lived here. I'm going to pull a thing out. I lived here in 1975. In 1975, I had police protection. In 1975, I had fire protection. So what exactly are you providing me now that I didn't have before? Well, we've got a great school system now, and everybody wants to live here. No. We had a school in 1975, and it did really well as well. The honest to God's truth is the value of the property has gone up, and you think that you should take more money from me every year. I'm not getting any more services. There may be more houses around me. There may be more stuff to do. There's 2 coffee shops now, but that's not services you're providing me.
No. And not only that, you didn't need those services when you bought the property. You made a smart buy.
You did.
So let's punish the guy that's actually doing something constructive.
Yeah. I was shocked to find out that there were places where your property tax stays whatever it was when you bought the house. Now, look, I'm sure they've tried to phase that out in a lot of places, but at least that made some sense.
That's more reasonable.
Yeah.
At this point, I would gladly accept those terms.
Yes.
But you look around, and when something comes up, and it always does,
right?
Let's go to the property tax. Let's raise that ad valorem tax. Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Right.
But it's piling on. I can't tell you how much my property taxes have increased.
Yes.
Particularly the city of Montgomery.
And what are you getting for it?
Well, less and less. Let's say that.
I know.
Less and less.
It's insane.
That's what I'm getting.
This is one of the challenges that we're going to have to face in the future, because if you listen to just quote unquote conservative talk radio, and you tune in on a Monday, okay? You tune in on a Monday, there's a story about Florida. Some business is going to Florida, right? So what does the conservative talk radio host say? Well, people go to Florida
no income tax
because they don't have an income tax. We should do away with their income tax. Okay. I don't disagree. I got it. You turn into the same show on a Wednesday, and they've got some legislator on from Alabama. And the cool du jour thing for that one is, hey, we have a sales tax holiday for schools coming up. Why don't we just take off sales tax on groceries no matter what? And everybody's like, yay, no sales tax on groceries. We love the Republicans. They're awesome. Great. That's on Wednesday. Friday shows up. Sky and Scott complaining about property taxes. You know what? We ought not have property taxes. It's just theft. You don't even own your house anyway. And I agree, 1,000%. Yay, do away with property taxes. So by the end of the week, we no longer have income tax, sales tax, or property tax. Now, I'm a small government guy, but what are we taxing to pay for police? By the time we get through all acting like we're against everything, and look, I'm not trying to say I'm for taxes. I'm just saying we talk a lot, and none of us apparently think about exactly what we're doing.
Well, the first one to go should be property tax. You work all your life.
Yes.
You save, you scrimp, you live the American dream. You buy your own home. That is the number one. Okay, as you get older,
own your homestead.
You want to retire.
Yeah.
You're on a fixed income, and what do? They jack your property, keep jacking them up to where you can't live in your own home. They
will tell you that they waived it when you were 65.
Yeah, you'll own nothing.
But I think they only waive it when you're 65 if you make less than a certain amount of money.
That's correct, and it's also only the state. And I'm getting bled dry by the city, which that does not apply to, sir.
I got you. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Thank you for listening. And yeah, Sky, that was one of the things that I kind of ran into when I was still in the legislature. Was I'm just against taxes, mostly because taxes have we've lost our minds when it comes to taxes. The amount of money that we take away from people is astounding, on the local level, on the state level, on the national level. You know, you've heard a lot of people say, so God asked for 10%, mm-hmm. and how is it okay that human beings say, well, we're going to take 30, 40, 50% of everything you earn in one way or another? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we don't, You know, it's like I've said before about Tennessee. Tennessee runs around, and I could be wrong. Somebody from Tennessee who's listening, call me and tell me. And my understanding is from years ago. They run around and like to say, well, we don't have income tax either. There's no income tax here. Come here, Nashville's great. It's awesome. No income tax. No income tax. But you know what they have? They have a tax that, say I work for you, okay? I work at Sky Inc. I don't pay an income tax, but you pay a tax on what you pay me.
How's that again?
I don't have an income tax.
Got that part.
But you pay a tax on what you pay me. So it's still an income tax. We just don't call it an income tax, but the employer pays it for me. So instead of just taking it out of my check, they pay it for me. So then the question is, well, do they pay me? How much do I actually take home? Do I take home more than I would have if I worked in Alabama, or do I take home about the same amount? So one shows up on my check, and then they pull it out of my check. The other one, they just give me a check, but they pulled it out before the check was sent to me.
Yeah, that's that administrative government math right there.
Well, that's exactly right.
What's that to say?
And people are like, yay, no property tax. I mean, no income tax. I'm like, but the government was getting the same. There was $1 out there I was working for. Here's $1 that can be given to Sky.
They go get it one way or the other.
And I get 60 cents of it. Well, if whatever I take home is all I get, but you see what I'm saying? It's fun with numbers, it's fun with definitions. Oh, there's not an income tax, but we have a salary tax. You know, it's that kind of stuff that gets you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we don't have an income tax, but our corporate tax is more. Wait a minute, but if your corporate tax is more, that means you got the same amount from all the people who work there as you did before. Oh, no, it's completely different, Scott. It was the business paying it. And you're like, what? You just think of all these things. It's like when they want to take off a grocery tax and somebody says, well, how are you going to make it up? Well, I don't want to make it up. We'll just live with less money. Oh, no, we won't.
No, that ain't good. That's the last thing that's going to happen.
Yes.
Is government's going to make cuts. No,
that's just not, because everything they do is unbelievably important. It's astounding. No matter what they started, no matter how many years ago it was, you just can't get rid of it. I used to really push for just all the earmarks. I guess y'all have heard of earmarks.
Oh, yes.
Earmarks are things that are put in the law that says this over here, we've got this tax, and the money from this tax goes over here to Scott's favorite thing. And Scott's favorite thing may do a lot of good stuff. Helps little handicapped children, or veterans, or people that are victims of this abuse or that abuse. So they're all valuable, I'm sure. But every time we get in a tight, and they're like, well, we need to raise taxes. I'm like, whoa, why don't we unearmark everything and then make us a list of our priorities, starting off with public safety. And then we say, okay, well, how much do we need in public safety? Well, we need this much. Okay, great. That's over there. And what do we need next? Well, now we need, whatever it is. Education. Okay, well, how much do we need? Well, this is what we think we need. All right, here's that's good. All right, how much money do we have left? And eventually you get down to the bottom of the list, and if the money is gone, those things have to go away. That's the way you do your budget at your house. That's the way every regular person does it. But that's not the way Alabama state government does it. Alabama state government has piles of money over here that have been locked in for decades. And if you ask, well, wait a minute, that tax or that assessment, quote unquote assessment, has been going there since 1938. Do they need it all? Well, I don't know. So has anybody ever looked at it? Well, no. I mean, it's earmarked money. It just goes over there. Well, how good of a job are they doing? Oh, they're always doing a great job. I said, well, have you ever had anybody come to you in a budget hearing that says we suck? No.
Reduce our allocations, sir. We don't need the money.
We solved that problem decades ago. No, you don't get any of that kind of thing. And so it's really lazy, but when someone starts saying let's unearmark every special interest group that benefits, including the salaried employees, rallies where they run out to the press and they say, you know what? When this happens, there'll be a crippled child who won't get this, and there'll be a veteran who won't get that, and there'll be a battered spouse that won't get and you're just like, oh, God. And you know what happens is, and this is the sad part, the uninformed public goes, I can't believe you, Senator. I don't even know. I hate you. I'm not even going to say hey to you at church anymore because you tried to put Tiny Tim out on the street. You Scrooge. That's what happens.
So push grandma off the cliff.
All the legislators run and hide, and they're like, no, Scott. I hate Scott. Scott's terrible. He doesn't like anybody. I'm for y'all. We're going to raise taxes. Except they don't say that part. They just say, I'm for y'all. I love the children. I love everyone. I would never take anything away from someone in need. And then when all that bubbles down, the tax increase comes across the legislative process desk. And everybody's like, what the heck? I give 50% of my money in taxes. No. And this is the conversation I love to have the few times anybody came back around. I'm like, do not. I'm voting no, okay? But the reason they're raising those taxes is because they encountered the same chewing out you and your wife gave me when you thought I was going to put Tiny Tim on the street. Remember that? You remember that conversation? Well, since we couldn't look at what they were doing in the Department of Tiny Tims, this is what you're getting. And they're like, and they walk off. And you know what they're saying. He is such a jerk. I hate him. He is such a jerk. I cannot believe. And you're like, how do you want me to do this?
Play the game. That's how they want you to do it.
Yeah, they want you to say the right, and this gets us to a really point. So why do we think our legislators say the right things to us and then go and do something different? Because an argument can be made is that's what we're asking for, that we're getting the representation that we ask for. We want the person who will tell us, oh, I'm opposed to taxes. But really, when it push comes to shove, don't be a meanie pants and raise my taxes. It's the truth. Can you imagine what they would do in the river region? If you said, hey, look, you can't keep going up on this property tax stuff. You know what they would say very first thing?
What?
Well, we'll have to get rid of police protection, which they're already cutting. That's what they want to do. But they know that for someone like you, you're like, we got to have police.
Yeah, go to the absolute worst case scenario. Yeah. And like the one thing you need the most.
I'll give you this example. This will prove that I'm right. And I know we got to take a break. Every time the school systems are short of money, do they say they're going to get rid of the extra counselors, the extra librarians?
Not the administrators.
No. What are they going to get rid of?
Sports. Teachers.
Well, no, sports is first.
Okay.
I guess we'll have to shut down football. There won't be any sports because we are so focused on academics because we're off the chain academically. We're going to have to shut down sports.
Not that.
Yeah, right. Come on. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Thank you for listening. Thank you for telling people about the show. Sky, before I go to the phones, I don't know why you didn't tell me about Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie
Let's see.
Tyler.
I know that Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Passed away.
Oh, no.
Yep, she passed away either yesterday or this morning. One. So.
I'm not a pop music fan,
Right.
top 40 kind of guy. But I
just
always like
look
that
at the,
song.
Look at the things I know.
Yeah, how about that?
That's amazing.
Bonnie Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a pretty good song. I don't know
No, that
much
was.
else
I don't know
that
if she had
did.
another one. I think she maybe had 2 good songs, which means she didn't sell her soul to the devil.
Good point.
Otherwise, she would have been, astounding.
Well,
Hey,
that's
just
a
a real
shame.
quick thing. Have you seen the weird Dolly Parton clip?
Not lately. No.
No, she has a clip that she did where she's thanking Taylor Swift and what's her husband's name?
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Swift.
Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey. My bad. To Kelsey. Is she Taylor Kelsey now?
Apparently, I don't
Or
think
is it
she's going
Taylor
to change her
Swift?
name.
No, she can't. She probably can't, but
No.
maybe it's hyphenated. The anyway, it's this weird video where she's like, "Thank you so much for your donation to whatever kind of library she has, like Imagination Library or something." And she's a regular, normal. I don't know how old she is, but she doesn't look as old as she is. I don't think.
No, she's had some work
And
done.
then she says something about, and she's being a sweet little lady. Hey, maybe y'all should just give me your firstborn child because it's going to be such a special child.
Really?
Yes. So it's like, yeah, you maybe give me that child. It's going to be such a special child. But while she's saying the stuff about that, she does the hook 'em horns on one of her hands. She's got both her hands kind of up, and then one of them just slides right by her chest with the hook 'em horn sign, which is, some people argue it's an occult kind of symbol.
Wow.
And you're like, I don't know people who just, like when I'm talking to you on the show, you have never seen me slide up. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, giving the symbol to YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's one of those things they show, and you're like, that was weird. Well, maybe she's just itching or something. Yeah, because everybody draws
Scratches
down,
with their
scratches.
hook 'em horn.
Right. It's a strange looking thing.
Okay, I got to check that out.
Yeah, you check it out so you can give me some feedback. Let's go to Red Top. He wants to talk about property taxes. Red Top, welcome to the program. Happy Thursday to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Scott, do we really want to know what's deep inside Scott's head? He was saying, y'all be surprised what I know. When he talked about it.
No,
I'm
we
surprised every day, Red Top.
Yeah. Please, Scott, don't let us know. It's a scary scenario.
That's fair. That is fair.
You've got history, Joe. You got your history and everything so jumbled up by the AI. I tell you. Okay, let's get to this property tax situation. Let's start at the root of the whole thing.
The root.
Patrick Henry. They chose this young cocky guy to write up the demands to the king.
Okay.
And they went over every one of them. I think there was 11 or 14 of them where he would go, resolve, such and such and such and such. Resolve, resolve, resolve. And it was arrogant as it could be.
Okay.
And one of his, I think it was number 9 or something like that, mentioned life, what is it? Life, liberty, and pursuit of property. Life, liberty, and property was the original. Excuse me.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Declaration, or are you talking about the rights and grievances thing, like the first letter where they were actually trying to work with the Crown, saying, "Hey, these are our problems," and he just kept ignoring
I
them?
think it's the first letters, but
Okay.
they chose not to put property in there and put the pursuit of happiness, which I was telling Sky, that's like a birthday candle, wish. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Well, it did have a meaning at that time because it's gathered from Blackstone's commentaries on the laws of England. So it had a meaning then, but now we just think it's you have a right to be smiley and happy, and that's not what it meant. But because they thought the right to property was one of those, everybody knows that. You can't just It's very similar to the argument on the Bill of Rights.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
No, it's fine. We're still on the same page.
They purposely chose to take it out.
Okay.
And one of the reasons is probably because slaves were property.
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch public television, but maybe somebody said that.
This ain't rocket science, guys, and this has affected us now because it does not give us the right to property, and so hence the government really owns everything. Now let's move to Montgomery real quick. Doug Singleton has the best idea. And by the way, Doug Singleton is 2 years older than me. He graduated from Catholic High, and his daddy, Colonel Singleton, was my Boy Scout leader.
Nope. Wow. Okay. All right.
Little bitty Catholic troop. I was one of the first 3 Catholic Eagle Scouts in Montgomery. Got my picture in the paper for it. But Doug is a very he seems to be a pretty head straight on his shoulders guy, and he said, no, we don't need no more taxes. We don't need no more money for Jackson Hospital and anything. We're just going to reallot money. That was his statement yesterday.
Singleton.
That's good. So they're going to do what I said the state ought to do.
Well,
Go back. Well, that's what he wants to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Common sense.
We're gonna try to. He wants to shut that door on the property tax discussion altogether. And we do not need money for more cops. They got plenty of money for cops in Montgomery. They just ain't gonna hire them.
Right.
That's exactly right.
It's in the budget. It's allocated.
You know, and Scott, I meant to say this yesterday. Very quickly, my Attorney General, ex-Attorney General friend called me after I got out of court, after I went to court and got my license back and all that, and he said something that was so funny. He said, "You're street legal now."
Red Top, street legal.
I'm thinking of adding that to my handle, Red Top Street Legal.
I think you should say, Roll Tide, Go Trump, street legal, every time you sign off.
I felt like $1 million was taken off my shoulders when the Attorney General told me that.
It's a weird feeling becoming legit, isn't it?
Scott, I know you got to sell those refrigerators and move those color TVs, so Roll Tide, Go Trump.
Oh.
Roll Tide, Go Trump. He's street legal. We'll be back.
That's right.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. So real quick, just to get to the bottom of some of this, the John Locke was one of the people who first talked about pursuit of happiness, okay?
Right.
Blackstone gathered that up and applied it to the law. Blackstone was the one I was most familiar with. In the 18th century, the, quote, pursuit of happiness meant living a life of virtue, civic duty, and overall human flourishing. The argument was made that the founders decided, hey,